leaving New York had to be hard. You were talking about
I don't
no.
I was there.
You had such an accomplished career there.
Yeah, and I was there for 15 years, and I did, particularly in those last 10 when I was working in producing, were great. But I think also you accomplish one of your lifelong dreams, and then you go, okay, well now what? And do you want to just kind of keep doing that again and again, or do you just want to do something different? Do you want to live somewhere different? Do you want to have a different kind of quality of life and just a different kind of experience? You
had nearly 30 productions on Broadway and were nominated and won 3 Tony Awards. How do you find out when you're nominated for a Tony Award? Do they call you? They send you an email? They text you?
There's a press conference.
You sit there and watch the press conference.
Yeah.
You're just sitting. You don't know before that happens.
Nope.
And so, what did you do? Like wet your pants when they name your name?
The first time? Well, I mean, they don't name my name.
Say the play.
I won those in the context of producing, so that it takes a village. So it's really the show that wins the Tony. And
what was the show?
So my first one was for the Gershwins' Porgy and Bess, and then for Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, which was for the comment from the last guy we were talking to originated at the Steppenwolf in Chicago.
Yeah, sure, Steppenwolf Theater. Oh, with Dave Ellswick, the guy we were talking to earlier.
Mm-hmm. And then All the Way, which was about LBJ with Bryan Cranston.
So you're sitting in the audience. So okay, that's how you find out. You're sitting in the audience.
Or you're watching it, or actually you can also just wait for the blogs to update.
And your friend and all of you, how many producers are on a play?
It varies dramatically, and there's kind of different meanings to producing.
What was your meaning?
I was I was a kind of the associate lead producer on all of those. I was the junior partner in a lead producing office. So we would be the ones that originate the projects. We literally form LLCs for each show. We get the rights to the material. We hire artists, we hire management, we hire accountants, we hire advertising agencies. Then we go about and raise the capital.
And then you get the actors.
And we do the major casting.
The last thing is to get the actors.
Well, actually, it's often one of the first things. You're not going to go forward unless you have.
They know who's got the name
unless you have a star. Often, and then we'll raise the capital, and so there's producing that is a little it's a little more passive. Sort of participation in the kind of day-to-day management of the show, but you are also a producer. You're also sort of making it happen.
Yeah.
But it's a little less passive. So when you're in one of the lead producers, we're literally like all day, every day, like managing the show.
But you don't go out there and say stage left, go to the right. You don't tell the actors where to go.
No, we're desk jockeys. Yeah.
Yes. When was the last time the Rep raised their ticket price?
Well, when I came.
Thank you.
I don't know before that.
Probably never.
But yeah, we have done some. I say we raised certain prices and we lowered other prices, to try to do what you do with pricing, which is to encourage good buying patterns.
If your cost of goods are going up, your salaries are going up, your cost of doing business is going up, how can you not raise prices every year to keep up with that? You can't go to the movie theater for the price that you can go to the Rep and see a live performance.
That's right. But I would say, kind of the definition of pricing strategy, it can never be cost-based. If we actually priced our tickets at what it costs to put it on, they'd be, I don't know, $150, $200 a ticket.
Right.
They'd be like what they are in New York, which are for-profit theater ventures, right?
Why can't
that's what
you
I
do
was
that?
doing. Well, because what pricing really is market-based. It's what the market will shoulder, and how many people here would be able to come. I mean, even our prices the way they are now are not accessible to everyone. But I think even your sort of average entertainment buyer here isn't going to spend that kind of money to go to the theater.
I think everybody in town, we have like 7 theaters in town. It's kind of crazy how many theaters there are. but everybody in town sets their theater prices around what the rep sets their theater prices. And it's hurting them.
Yeah.
Whatever your price is, that's what everybody else is going to set it at. To me, we should have a long conversation after this show to talk about why can't you have $100 ticket price and make it very elitist and then give tickets away?
That's a way to approach it. But I think what happens instead, and what kind of the traditional way of approaching it is you sort of set your average ticket price at a point that you think that the market will allow, and you make up for the difference in the cost with contributions. And I think for a healthy institutional theater like the Rep to run, it's about a 50-50 split.
That's what I was going to ask you that. So it's 50% of your income comes from should come from ticket sales, and 50% of your income should come from private donations.
And these are very general kind of rules of thumb.
So concession,
and every theater's different, every market's different,
but concession doesn't do anything.
We do a little bit, and I think there's kind of actually room to grow there, but it's on the margin.
Cliff Baker, is this his vision? Who started in 1976? Yeah. Is this his vision? What's his vision? You got to speak with him before he passed this year.
Sure.
So what was his vision?
For the theater in general? I think it was to have quality, professional, vibrant, engaging theater year-round.
What's the name of the genre that you're? Is it a professional? Is it amateur? Is it?
We are professional.
It's a professional theater. Is it the only professional theater in the state of Arkansas besides the Walton Arts Center? Maybe.
No,
that's not a theater.
And there are actually sort of different definitions of professional. I mean, there. If you pay anyone anything, you could say that it's sort of a professional theater, but. We are another way you could look at it is we are a union house. Theater is a very union-driven industry. And there are 3 of those that are sort of kind of big union theaters that actually 4.
Argenta?
No, Argenta is a community theater.
Okay.
And I think they do pay a certain amount, but it's for the most part local and community-based.
So it'd be Robinson.
So Robinson's a different beast altogether.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
what's that called?
So the ones kind of in our category, the ones closest to us would be Theater Squared up in Fayetteville, and the Arkansas Shakespeare Theater in Conway. We're all equity houses. There's also Murray's Dinner Theater here. Mm-hmm. Then there's a good number of great community theaters. And some of which will bring in a couple of professional artists to work with local amateur artists, and so those can look a lot of different ways.
And then what's Robinson considered?
So Robbins is a you could say is a presenting organization instead of a producing one. So
they present things. They let touring groups come there and they give them a stage to perform on.
That's right. That's right. So it's a company out of Tulsa called Celebrity Attractions, and they have a series of Broadway tours that come, and then Robinson is the venue, and Celebrity Attractions is the company that presents them.
Presenting. You met James Earl Jones?
Yes.
Tell me.
Oh yeah, I mean
he's awesome.
He's amazing. He's everything you.
When he walks in a room, is he just big? Is he just so?
He's very tall and big, and everything's very deliberate.
Oh, really?
What he does, yes.
Even in real life?
Yeah, but he's an absolutely lovely man with an absolutely lovely family.
What about Candace Bergen?
Oh, she was amazing. I didn't really interact a ton with her, but I got kind of starstruck every time I was in a room with her. But she's incredibly intelligent and incredibly classy, and yeah.
Kerry Washington.
Should be president.
Just because of her name?
No, because she's brilliant and so she's got this sort of drive and magnetism, and you're like, I don't know, she should be president.
Are all stars like that when you're in the room with them? Do they all have these really big personalities that you can feel in the room, or do some just turn it on when they're on stage?
I think there is a sort of phenomenon to celebrities, right? Like, they got to be that way for a reason, and a lot of that's sort of what you bring to it, right? Like, if you don't, if you didn't know who they were, it's like, it's the tree falling in the woods and no one was there. So, who knows? Because it's something that you bring to that experience, like what you know of them and what you're sort of impressing on them.
Al Pacino.
Sure, very shy.
Wow.
Very, very nice.
He seems like he just slit your wrist.
No.
Slit your throat on him.
He's very kind of has a very kind of meek persona, and very, very quiet, and very, yeah.
And then the last one I got to ask you about, Angela Lansbury.
Like the dame. Just
the dame.
Class. Total class. And so smart. And
all these people are
sharp
smart.
as a tack. Oh, my God.
Well, you've got to be smart to memorize the lines.
Yeah.
I can't even memorize a 30-second commercial. I have to have them stand over there with a cue card so I can read it. It's 30 seconds. How can you do 2 nights?
It's
2 hours.
It's definitely
every
a skill.
night for 2 hours.
Yeah, every day, 8 shows a week.
All right, we got to take another break. It's time. When we come back, we'll continue our conversation with Mr. Will Trice, Executive Artistic Director for the Arkansas Repertory Theater in downtown Little Rock.
Deck the halls with boughs of holly. Come and shop in our unique gift store. 'Tis the season to be jolly. We've got lights and poles and so much more. Don we now our gay apparel, patriotic clothes and home decor. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol. We've got just what you are looking for. Come to flagandbanner.com for all of your Christmas decorations and gifts. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5:30, and Saturday, 10 to 4.
Oh, I love her. That is so adorable.
Hilarious.
I know. Shout out to Adrian who did that commercial.
She's a good sport.
She's a great sport.